All right, fellas and ladies. How are you this evening?
We're great.
That was good. Can you tell us the name of that song? We always like to start out with this question. What was the name of that song, and what went into writing it?
It was called Another Round, and I tend to write drinking songs because I tend to drink.
Who among us?
And I guess it was my second drinking song, which is awful. But yeah, it just kind of came into my head one day. The first line, which is, "You didn't only break my heart, you hurt my liver too." And I thought it was clever and
brilliant,
silly. So I came down at like 8 o'clock in the morning one morning and wrote the whole thing and showed Jason. He was like, "What?" So.
What's that line about waking up or being next to you? I'm only happy when I'm drunk and I'm next to you, or something.
Yeah, I think it's more of an either or thing. So it says, I don't feel right if I'm not drunk and I'm not with you.
Yeah, man. No, that was good. So is this whole thing? It's just about drinking.
Yep.
Man,
heartbreak.
I mean, it's about heartbreak, but it's veiled by the, you know.
You guys need a drummer?
What's up? I'm sorry.
This is awkward.
I mean, we just hired this guy here. You know.
Well, so that's
We're not ready to get rid of him yet.
it's a perfect segue though. I'm interested. This lineup of the band, how long has it been together? I know you're new.
He's very new. Actually, we haven't played a proper gig with him yet. So
This is a proper gig. This is
Right.
a double gig.
Yeah.
Well, with that said, though, if you guys could go around and introduce yourselves, say your names and what you do, that would be great.
I'm Michelle Hannan, and I do the lead vocals and the rhythm guitar playing.
I'm Jason Hannan, and I'm only in the band because I'm married to her. I'm kidding. I do the bass and the harmony vocals.
And I'm Howard Parker, and I play pedal steel guitar and also sing harmony vocals.
And I'm Brent Pergosine, and I play lead guitar.
Hi, I'm Daniel, and I play drums. Hi.
So how long ago did you get Daniel?
Well, I think we hired him in July, right? We actually had already lined up a fill-in drummer to play several gigs after we had already hired him, so he has yet to play his first show with us.
Did you audition?
Well, it wasn't really. I mean, it was like he got recommended to us, and he came in, and it was like we just were like, okay, that's our drummer now, because he was at our house.
And he's very good.
But the core four of you, have you been together longer? I would
Yeah,
assume?
we've been together for, a year and a half now?
How did you find each other?
Mostly through recommendations from other musicians, right?
Well, actually, I knew Howard. Me and Howard both come
That's
out
right.
of the bluegrass world, and Brent I knew but had never played with. And when I said who should we get for a lead guitar, Howard was like, "Get Brent." And so I talked to Brent. Brent wanted to do it, and that's how that happened. And I was married to her, so you know.
Are you guys going to record soon? What are you going to do? Are you going to have a new album?
So we're going to record we're going to start recording an EP here pretty soon. We're pretty excited about that. We're still looking around at where we want to do it. We did record one song already ourselves at my house. We have a much more modest studio setup.
It's also my house.
Our house. But
That was good. That was good.
we put it out there, and it got picked up by a Nashville industry blog called Saving Country Music. And in July, for the month of July, they named it one of the top 25 indie country songs in America on their chart for like a month. So we were pretty excited about that.
What I want to know, and we'll start with Jason and Michelle, playing together, is it good? Is it bad for the relationship?
I think it's wonderful for the relationship.
You don't fight at all?
Not generally about music, no. I mean, really. Right?
No,
We're going to fight about this when we go home.
No, we've actually been really lucky with that. She and I think a lot alike musically. We're both harmony geeks, vocal harmony geeks, and that didn't show in this song because it's just one of those songs. But so like, we really, I don't know, we just think the same about music, and we do have disagreements, but it's usually not like.
Usually it's more technical stuff,
Yeah.
like when we're setting up, like, why'd you put that cable there? You know, whatever. Not like that was his
And you're
voice.
like, why
not
didn't
me.
you do the damn dishes?
Right.
I do.
Oh, and
I do all the
just-
dishes.
Actually, it's true. But no, I mean, I think we've probably had a couple of uncomfortable moments in front of these guys, like just a couple
Perfect
of
segue.
times.
Perfect segue. So I'm going to go to these guys now.
I'm racking my brain trying to
Has it
remember what
been-
that
Well,
uncomfortable.
good.
Have you had uncomfortable situations? Did they start fighting in front of you?
No, not really. I don't think the marriage is as much of a factor. Is that you can You can structure a band to be a total democracy, you know, a 5-piece where everyone gets a vote, or you can structure a band where you definitely have one or two principals of the band, everyone else is a side man, which is what this band is. These guys are clearly the principals. We're clearly the side guys in here. But they've been generous enough where we're sort of side guys with benefits. So,
Whoa.
they notice I'm not touching you, buddy.
Is there anything you need to tell me about, Howard?
Well, musical benefits. How about that?
It is really great. We do have like a wonderful friendship with these guys, and that's so important to us.
Well, no. So are you hired guns then? Is that how you view it?
Not so much hired guns. These guys are, Brent's involved with a couple of projects. Dan is. I am, and even Jason and Michelle are, but this is my personal priority project. Okay. So if these guys call, they get first dibs on me.
I do want to say that I do not view these guys as hired guns. Like when we start a band, me and Michelle, like it's almost like a family for us. Like we hang out with these guys. You know, we have a good time. We drink together. You know, it's that kind of thing. It's not. I don't view them as hired guns.
They even sent me to my room once.
How long have you guys been playing? I know a lot about Jason and Michelle because I've also had them on my podcast before. But I don't know much about you guys. So have you been playing music your whole life? Your whole lives?
Not yet, but
That was the best answer I've ever heard of that question. That was good. That was so
I've been playing
good.
since I was 13 and played in a bunch of country bands and some rock bands and played the Cleft Hoof and Fowl circuit, the Eagles
I have
and
no
Elks.
idea what that is. Oh, the Eagles and Elks. That's funny too. This dude's a gold mine. Get that camera on him.
Well, my early music was all bluegrass. That was in the late '80s, and one of those bands whose name I can't remember right now actually toured England for a couple of weeks back in the early '90s. That was not DeSoto. That was Kathy Coakley's band. And again, the name just sort of escapes me. But so I played bluegrass, country, Americana, whatever the hell Americana is. Back to bluegrass, and now back to country music. And actually, for the first time in 15 years, in a band that's sort of based in my backyard, because all of my music was down in D.C.
Okay.
D.C., Northern Virginia, and South. So as I have aged, I've been looking for opportunities closer to home, and I found that the music scene in Frederick has really boomed in the last dozen years or so. So it's great to be playing 15, 20 minutes away from home these days.
I would imagine. How about?
In my early, I feel like I can't say that. Early years, I'm only 23. But like,
your early years.
my earlier years, my baby years, my toddler years, I played in like pop punk, metal, hardcore, and a few bands. Probably my favorite band that I was a part of was called Take Care, and that was like my first real band, I guess you could say, where we really just kind of like went all at it, and we got some cool gigs and did some cool things with that. And I do
Said you
like
weren't
these
gonna say
guys a
anything.
lot, though. These guys have definitely matured my playing style and like really have like helped me learn a lot more about like my instrument. Because certain genres, you just gotta like just go at it. But country, it's different.
We're very lucky to have him. He's so like, I love that he's so young because he's so like moldable and like I can make him into my
Wow.
little.
What am I? Just clay to you?
Yeah, I know. What is it, just clay?
No, but he's so willing to. Like older
Is he
people who are.
Fortnite?
I love Fortnite.
I figured.
I
Dan
really-
making bacon.
I'm really
Having an
terrible. I'm
Xbox.
terrible at Fortnite, so no, he's not.
I'm
Fortnite.
so bad, but we can all suck together. Fortnite.
All right, I'll get you out of here on this one, and this will go. You have established that you guys are the principal players according to your band behind you. So you guys, ostensibly, I would assume, write the majority of the songs together. You bring it to the band, they fill in the parts. That wasn't
Most of it.
Okay, but that we'll just say most of it. You guys, when it comes to both of you, we'll start with you, Jason. What's your favorite song you guys have written together?
Probably my favorite one that we've written together was when we wrote. Probably the first one we wrote together was Blue Days and Lonely Nights, which was on our acoustic album we did back a couple of years ago. Probably my favorite. We haven't written a whole lot of them together. I mean, we write a lot of songs, but usually they're separately. Yeah. But that's one of the few we've written together, and I was pretty happy with that. It worked out pretty well.
Michelle, you?
well, because of all the reasons he just mentioned, I would agree with that because that's the only one I can think of that we really like contributed together. There's been a few that like I'll write a whole song and then I'll need help with a line or vice versa, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the ratio? How many songs do you write? How many songs does he write?
He writes a lot more than me.
So a lot of the songs are his?
Yes.
Do you have that trademark copyrighted? In case you get,
No.
in case it doesn't work out.
I mean, like she said, usually it's, I mean, I'll ask her for help with the line. I was like, what can I plug in here, and show me with that. But the ones, I honestly feel like the ones that she's written herself are stronger than the vast majority of the ones that I've written. She's got a real knack for it.
Thank you guys for coming. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
for
us, man.
having
Really
us.
appreciate it.
Yep.